by the Dragonflight release news. Let's see what Taliesin and Evitel have to say. We've rated his channel many times. They're great. Love them.
Hey, Evitel, guess what? Oh.
Yes, Tally?
Okay, do not admit that you can't tell which one is your wife and mother of your children. Stay cool, act confident, own it. Yes,
These intros
hello,
are so
Evitel. Good to see you. There. That was
Ghost Badger already
fine.
watched it.
I'm sure you're going to be fine. I just came to give you the great news about the Oh, I see you already got the news about the Dragonflight pre-purchase already. Okay, good. Catch you later.
Is that it? Aren't you gonna do a funny intro?
Yeah, right. Like I've got time for that. There's an entire episode of the Weekly Reset to rewrite.
There's buffs. Oh, I am going to cover some Wowhead news too, but I didn't know there's buffs to send a link. I didn't know that.
Knowledge is power.
Hello, Internet. Taliesin here, and welcome to another episode of the Weekly Reset. Taliesin and Evitel's Wondrous Wisdom Show. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, whoa, Tally, I like you, bro. You've got a splendid jacket. But surely you can't make a WoW news show this week? The week that marks 2 months since Dragonflight was announced, by the way, and in which there has been basically no news. Hello everyone, Taliesin from the future here, again. And when I say the future, I obviously mean relative to the Taliesin who was just talking, who is from the past. Older Taliesin, who is also younger than I am. Relative to you, we are both from the past, but I'm the one who's nearer to you in the present. I'm gonna call myself future Taliesin if that's okay. Good, we recorded a whole section in this Weekly Reset about the pre-order and when it might be released, and joked that obviously, because we were talking about it in this episode, it was guaranteed to be released this week, as soon as the episode was finished. And if the episode had been finished just a couple of hours earlier, that would have been true. So thank goodness for my slow editing skills, I guess, because ladies and gentlemen, we have a Dragonflight pre-purchase. We have an intended release date for Dragonflight of sometime in 2022. And we have a lot to talk about, which we will right now. Out of nowhere and with basically no fanfare, pre-purchases for the next expansion, Dragonflight, have hit the digital Battle.net store. Physical collector's editions.
You were saying make sure I cover the buffs for the raid. That's what it was. And yes, Taliesin and Evitel, it's hilarious. They always release videos, and then right after they drop it, the WoW news hits. And then he has to go back and talk about how they release their video, and Blizzard always waits till the video drops to drop their news.
Are available from, so far, just the North American store, and with them, a host of new in-game items, depending on what tier you buy, because it's 2022, suckers! And perhaps most importantly, that guaranteed latest release date. First things first though, let's take a look at those digital pre-purchases and the in-game goodies that you get in-game to play with right now. After this short disclaimer, pre-purchases are generally a bit of a scam. Less so when it comes to installments in a long-running game like WoW than a brand new one that you have essentially never played, certainly, but the fact is that when you pre-purchase a game, what you're doing is giving money to a developer for a product they have not finished yet. And
True.
There's a pretty compelling argument that every pre-order made is just a little bit less effort that they need to put into making that finished product any good. I would always recommend that in this world of digital downloads and no scarcity, you simply don't pre-purchase video games. And that's easy for me to say, right? Because just like every WoW adjacent creator our size or bigger, we got a couple of free Epic Edition codes from Blizzard yesterday. And if we hadn't...
What? Blizzard? Where's my free codes? What the hell? I guess I'm just a 40 viewer Andy. I don't get no free codes.
Ourselves as a business expense anyway. But these items aren't going anywhere.
I
There's
got Mag,
no reason
who gifted
not
me the
to
game.
hold off buying Dragonflight until you've seen enough of Dragonflight to know that you want to buy it. Especially as the prices of all versions of the game have increased by $10 each since
Right.
Shadowland.
You guys remember when expansions were $40? I remember I used to go to Best Buy, get my expansion, it was $40. What the hell happened with the prices? I noticed that. I was like, hold on, this seems more expensive than usual, even though we're getting things. Like, they used to have to physically create, right? I mean, I'm sure it didn't cost a lot, but you had to make the CDs. You had to make the little booklets. Remember, we used to get a little, like, notepad. We used to get the booklet about the thing, the expansion. We used to get the box so it would unfold. Even in Mists of Pandaria, which was the last expansion that I bought as a box set, we got a poster. We had a whole poster in there, a Mists of Pandaria poster that Best Buy handed to us when we bought the game. What the hell? And that was $40. Now it's all digital and it's more expensive. It makes no sense. I mean, it does make sense. It's profit margins. They're increasing their profit margin, but still. I think Kenneth Hill says, I think BFA was $40 with a free boost. I think so too. What's up, Ant Grove? Yeah, I think you're right. Marked up for inflation? I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Maybe gas prices, right? The devs got to drive to work, so they need more money. I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely gone up.
With the base edition being 50 USD, for which you will receive Dragonflight, access to Dracthyr Evokers when pre-patch hits, and, for right now, Drax, the Draconid Hatchling. The Heroic Edition adds a level 60 boost, the Mercus Straza pet, and the absolute most baller of any of the in-game stuff, the Tangled Dreamweaver Leafy Green
This mount is one of the coolest mounts now in the game. The detail on this mount and the animation where it shoots the ball up and then it catches, it's unbelievable. I think it's one of the coolest mounts in the game now. I love that mount. Here, look, I mean, I got it because I have the pre-purchase. Look at how cool this thing looks. Look at what a sexy mount this is. The detail, the vine wrapping around the tail, the pine cone tail, the leaves. And then, oh man, I can't do the animation because I'm going to fly here. I'd have to go to the city, but the animation's unbelievable. Very cool mount.
An A-grade 9-carat beauty, which, okay, definitely confirms that Blizz will not be using Dragonflight as an opportunity to give us updated dragon rigs after 18 years, but it's still legit very cool, don't mind if I do. That bundle is $70, by the way, as in brand new AAA game price. But for the low price of just $90 dues, you also get 30 days of game time, the Time Walker's Hearthstone, which is
PS5, Xbox. They've all gone
5 Dragon Wing back pieces in the colors of the different Dragonflights, which are...
DK Mike, you just revealed something to me that I didn't even know existed. I'll have to do that next time.
Okay, depending on your race, but only okay, since they do appear to lack any movement physics for when your character runs, which makes them look a little bit stiff in my opinion, and
they do look a little bit stiff.
Of the spell key.
The wings do look a little bit stiff. Here's the mount animation I was talking about. Hold on. That's one of the coolest mount animations, if not the coolest. It's awesome. It's an awesome mount. No doubt, you know, you could tell they put a lot of work into it.
Helm Transmog, which... well, you know if you're going to be able to make that work.
Yeah,
/ mount
the special.
Physical Collector's Edition is $130 and gets you all of the above, plus some cool pins that appear to show Rathian as the head Black Dragon honcho, even though I'm certain he is not going to end up as Black Dragon honcho by the end of, like, the first zone of Dragonflight. A very useful mouse mat, and the art book, which is obviously the reason anyone actually buys these. I do think it's kind of neat how the in-game items manage to represent the black, red, bronze, emerald, and blue Dragonflights through different items, and the mount is a legit banger, fair play. But I have to say, my interest has really been piqued by the blue Dragonflight in all of this. That helm has all the same design elements used on the Sapphire Skyblazer store mount, and those same design elements are the central theme of the Physical Collector's Edition box too. It certainly suggests to me that there will be a particularly strong focus on Kalagos and his sexy new model in at least the leveling part of Dragonflight, which I'm absolutely fine with, obviously, because his zone also just so happens to be the Grizzly Hills evoking Tuskar zone too, so yeah, all the focus there, please. For most people, though, one of the most intriguing elements of the pre-purchase, one of the reasons we've all been so excited for it to arrive, is because video game pre-purchases have to include an intended latest release date, and on this pre-purchase it says, WoW Dragonflight will be available on or before December 31, 2022. And, I mean, I think you missed out some punctuation there, fam, because surely that should read, WoW Dragonflight will be available on or before December 31, 2022? Right. And, hang on, what's that noise? Oh no, it's the Hopium blimp! Except It's not bursting into flames in a terrible combustible hopium disaster, because 2022 release date is no longer hopium, fam. It is reality.
Yeah.
Probably. Okay, look, if Blizz were to delay the release of Dragonflight beyond the promised last day of the year, it wouldn't be without precedent. That's what happened to Warcraft 3 Reforged. But it does seem weird that you would...
Isn't that what happened to Shadowlands too? Didn't Shadowlands get delayed? It did, right? It got pushed back. I remember that. I mean, I wouldn't care if they delay it. Honestly, I wouldn't. I just want it to be a great expansion, and I hope it is. But the fact that it supposedly right now that it's coming this year is a shocker to me. Yeah, until they delay it. Yeah, it's a shocker to me that it's going to happen this year. If the game is going to release in an unfinished state, I'd rather them delay it. We'll just do faded raids, and we'll keep getting excited about the expansion coming soon. But if it does come this year, shit, in a finished form, props to Blizzard. That's an achievement.
Would ever commit to a release date, at most 6 and a bit months away, unless you were pretty confident you could hit it, right? Like, no one has forced them to choose this release date. No one in the community would have
They
been
don't have the COVID
surprised
excuse
with a
this
far
time. That's
safer
true, Lord
or
Vader.
before March 31, 2023 disclaimer, would they? And with as little as we've seen of Dragonflight so far, it certainly raises some questions. But we're not going to worry about any of that right now. We're just going to enjoy the fact that Dragonflight appears
I don't think it
ahead
will
of
be
our
either,
presumed
JC.
schedule
I think it'll
and
be a good
allow
expansion.
ourselves, seriously, one day of enjoying being a WoW player, basking in the warm glow of an imminent expansion, being more imminent than we thought. And that was definitely the prevailing sentiment on the forums, who allowed themselves the day off from speculation and second guessing, and instead was alive with the happy buzz of excitement. And no, it was a shit show, obviously. Damn, this game really is doomed. I
hear
pray to
people
everything
so
that is holy
negative.
and sacred for them to delay this. Please, God, delay it. Let's be honest, this is one hell of a rush job. This is the death of the game. They just don't care anymore. We will get half-baked expansions to the end of time. Yeah, the internet is convinced that
People are so fucking dramatic. People are so dramatic. I don't know what it is. It's like good news, bad news. It's all bad news. It's always on the forums. It's always bad
there is
news.
literally no way this game is going to be ready for this year. Which, cards on the table, full on
to destroy.
Linda Lynn, thank you for the follow and welcome to our Scourge.
honesty, it's kind of how I feel too, even though I feel stupid thinking that, because the fact is, we haven't seen any of this game yet, so how on earth do we know? And I remember how surprised everyone was with how complete the 9.2 PTR was when that hit. I remember Ian Hazakostas saying this in the Twitter roundtable 2 months ago.
There's been a little bit of confusion as to what you actually said in terms of how far along this expansion is. Did you say that it's quite far along, or did you say that it's got quite far to go?
I think it's quite far along. I mean, we have alpha is coming
I don't remember
soon. We have
this
signups
interview.
posted. There's a whole lot to show off and experience all around there. So
Wow.
soon TM, but
Sounds
also
good
soon
to me.
without the TM.
It is entirely possible that when this alpha hits in, I'm going to say, second or third week of July, although really, it could be at any point from now, possibly even a couple of hours after this
Yeah,
video
I wanna get
being
back to
written and
Azeroth too,
recorded and
JC.
edited for the third
I cannot
time
wait to
now
go back to
goes
Azeroth.
live. Wouldn't that be hilarious? That again, it might be far more advanced. That's possible, but it would be a surprise, because whatever happens, if that 2022 release date is going to be met, then Dragonflight's alpha and beta period is going to have to be the shortest in WoW expansion history after BFA, an expansion that itself launched with a clearly broken central power progression system. Slight detour, people say Shadowlands was a rushed expansion as well, which I don't agree with. I mean, for one, it was delayed, but also when people say that, it's usually because they didn't like how Covenants worked at launch, which is perfectly fair enough. But the thing is, that wasn't...
Is our tank from yesterday coming? Tank Goodness, is he coming? Because we have a tank queued up here. I wonder. And I guess he can come as DPS.
due to any rushing. Covenants worked exactly how Blizz wanted them to when the game released, which might be even worse in your opinion, but I don't think it counts as rushing. And you might also say, well, yes, but Taliesin, there is no crazy borrowed power systems in Dragonflight, so much less testing that needs to be done. A
Maybe.
common point of view, which I have
Maybe.
to say, I'm afraid, I disagree with. Those talent trees are huge and
That's true. Oh
complex
my
and
God,
need
the
to
talents.
be ready for
Forgot.
the pre-patch,
All
let
new
alone the
talent
actual
trees.
expansion launch, and there's 51 of them, and some of them will not be good. And let's be honest, those not good ones will be shamans and monks and mages. Professions
jeez.
updates too.
Okay, yeah, I don't care about professions updates, but if there's going to be something that's going to be sketchy as to whether it gets done properly or not, it's going to be those talent trees. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. They're reworking the talent trees, so not a lot of alpha and beta testing for those is going to happen before this expansion drops, if it drops before the new year. Oh, shit.
If they are as detailed and in-depth as is being made out, are a huge undertaking that will need
Where
lots of
everybody knows
player
your name.
feedback, and which frankly
My dad loves
aren't
that.
going to get
My dad
anywhere
loved
near
Cheers.
the amount of feedback as anything else, no matter how many players are on that alpha. Because let's be honest, you've got alpha
All
or
right, well,
beta
Tank will be
access.
back then.
Most of you aren't spending your time QAing and theory crafting the new profession systems, are you? Let's be real here. There's dragons to ride. There's mage talent trees to
That's
get upset
right.
about. So I can see why people are wary of the earlier than expected release date for sure. And I share that concern. To the extent, if I had to bet, I'd probably put money on it right now, being delayed until 2023 at some point. But again, that is based on me having seen nothing of the game and therefore no real evidence at all. Just my gut feeling, which
Right,
isn't exactly
that's a good point, too. There's the new UI. That's right. Taliesin hasn't talked about it yet, but there is the new UI. Whether that'll be bugged or not, I don't know. It shouldn't be too difficult. I feel like UI is something that shouldn't be buggy, especially the fact that they look like they're toning it down. It's going to be less complicated than it is now. But you know, a lot of us use, like I do right now. I don't just use I use the in-game UI, but I also use, you know, some weak auras and stuff to change things up. I'm probably going to do the same with the new one.
empirical. What if they really are surprisingly advanced on this game behind the scenes? What if they are planning on keeping the
I'm ready
good
for
work
some
from
new
the
age
9.2
hustlers.
PTR and intend to not put much of the questing out to test anyway?
I have
And
full
that's why they
faith
have
in
been having
Blizzard's
a tighter
testing.
testing period. What if that skipped patch in Shadowlands that they say isn't a skipped patch, but which definitely was a skipped
Deidric,
patch?
you make a good point. Look, I mean, Blizzard has released a bunch of really good patches recently, right? The game is in Shadowlands is in the best spot it's been since launch. The patches recently have been like on target hits, so maybe they're on a roll. Maybe they figured something out. And no, Day, you're saying it as sarcasm, but I really think 9.2.5 and 9.2.5 and 9.2 were good. I really think they were. I think Sepulchre of the First Ones is a good raid. I think cross-faction raiding was a change to the game that really made the game feel refreshed. Zereth Mortis, you know, take it for what it is. I think the land is cool. It's well designed. Maybe it's a little bit long in the tooth now because we're doing a lot of the same quests over and over. But as far as like looking at Shadowlands as a whole, 9.2 and on has been the best part of it, for sure.
Can always use another
Miggity Mac, continuing the resub for 3 months in a row. Thank you, Miggity. Ahoy. How deep are you into Sepulchre this week? We are at the Jailer. Heroic. That's right. We're at the Jailer, so we're going for AOTC today. Yes, thank you for the sub. Continuing to be a Death Knight Ever Scourge. Thank you so much. But Sanctum of Domination was horrible. Sanctum of Domination was horrible. And I hated Torghast. So those are the things I hate about this expansion. But the last patch has been good.
Was as much to do with making sure
Maybe the
Dragonflight
devs are
was
listening
on
to the
course
players,
as anything
maybe.
else. Oh, look, the
Maybe.
Hopium blimps are back, everyone. Hi, guys. Don't look so worried, Internet. The Hopium blimps
They're definitely
are
on a
perfectly
hiring
safe.
push,
What
yeah.
could possibly go wrong? Basically, there is going to come a point in, I'm going to say the second week of July, when this alpha goes live, and people are either going to be very excited about how much is already there, or very worried about how much isn't, and how short the suggested testing cycle is. We are in
If you're in
Schrodinger's
QN and stream,
expansion
let me know.
territory right now, but whatever happens, Dragonflight feels real and tangible for the first time since its announcement. And despite justified worries about a rushed expansion, it's also incredibly exciting to think that we could be playing it before Christmas.
Yeah.
I don't think there's many of us who expected that at the beginning of the week. Evitel,
Definitely
you're
not.
back again. This is like the second time in a month.
I know.
This is incredible. Wow. For the sofa bit, how
I
exciting.
love the sofa bit. You know I love the sofa bit.
I think it's time to come clean about the whole sofa bit, Evitel.
Excuse me.
There's no way we can even pretend from this shot and the way this camera's angled that we are indeed on the sofa. We're not. There's no pretending.
No.
There's just no denying it. I'm very sorry.
The
We're
banter
not,
in this-
fact,
in
on
this
the
part of the
sofa.
show is
We're in
always
fact
good.
sitting in front of our computer,
Yep.
in front of the sofa, putting together this episode of the Weekly Reset for the third time.
Guys, oh my goodness.
It was written, and then it was rewritten, and then it was recorded, and then it was edited. Like, honestly, all I had to do was put like the graphics and stuff on, and it was all ready. And I was, you know, putting the finishing touches to it. It was going to be a late one, but I was like, okay. And I was watching Towley on Twitch, like very quietly, sort of on one side, and suddenly it became clear that the pre-orders, the pre-purchases had happened.
Yep.
When did you?
While he was
notice it?
editing.
I noticed it when people started tweeting at us, which I then WhatsApped you about.
Tally, stop the edit! Stop the edit!
I'm sure they got blown up.
I Tally, as ever.
Yeah,
we
Tally
are
has an
grateful for your
Evitel are good.
sacrifice.
I like them too.
Because everyone knows when you put the graft in, when you put the hard work in, that's when Blizz upends everything we've done and makes it useless.
There was genuinely an entire segment in this episode of the Weekly Reset, back when there was not much news to be reporting on, that was like, hey, what's going on with the pre-order? Well, now we've talked about it. It'll probably come out today, just after this episode. And it, like, that's what always happens, right? We put it in the episode, and then, like, a couple of hours
Imagine
after
you
the
added
episode
all
is
this, and then
Blizz do something
real
which
news
completely
drops.
undermines something we're talking about in the episode.
Every time.
Or it's just, no, they've upped their game. Now they're doing it while we're editing the episode.
And it's incredible, you know, being accused of being a shill when clearly
I know, their
they
kid's
hate
already
us.
2 years old. It is
So
crazy.
much.
It is.
They just want us lives to be terrible. They want us
Can't
to
believe
spend
mine's
no
turning
time with our
5 next
children.
month.
They're like,
Born
it's
just
horrible.
yesterday,
So,
feels like.
On the plus side, I'm really excited.
well, and then also, and you know, I mentioned this in the recorded bit, right? Because, you know, full disclosure, already Blizzard have sent us codes for the Epic Edition of Dragonflight, of the pre-order, so we can.
I didn't
so,
get
you know,
mine.
like other creators, so we
Didn't
can
send
show
me my
you
codes.
how nice the things are, and you can go, "Ooh, that looks nice. I
Yeah.
really want to buy it. Wow, team, you
Yeah.
like that stuff." Oh,
What about Pug Raid Central? Where the hell are my codes?
Elilad's got it. Everyone's got it.
Damn,
Let's
Check
get
out the
Blizzard.
things.
yeah, so, but, as usually happens, I don't check the emails, especially when I can see a pre-purchase has gone up. So as soon as Towley was like,
Lost in
oh,
the mail.
hey, it's the pre-purchase, I was like, I'm on it! Whoa! And I was like, I didn't ask Evitel
You
anything.
know, and
or-
I'm like furiously texting. I'm like, Tally,
I closed Premiere. I was like, gonna get myself
You
to the
could, Dave.
store. Here we go. You know, and at first it was just so I could see the stuff that was there, so I
Of
could change my
course.
script.
Window
and
shopping,
Yeah, exactly.
right? Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I gotta buy it, right? So I can get
You
the
can't.
graphics in. And so I bought myself a digital Epic Edition.
I think you could. Streaming's easier than it looks.
And I bought myself a physical collector's edition from the US store, which currently is the only place you can get it. So $50.
Man,
PlayStation
Jonathan
packaging
is
as
a
well.
full
Is that
Mythic
true?
Raider. This is
Expensive
insane.
purchase on the old company account.
Well.
Don't worry, it's tax deductible.
You guys can't see this. He's
Yay!
11 of 11 Mythic.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, so, well.
So that's
We've
that,
got it. We got it now.
And I had to put in the new address of our new house,
Oh.
which we still haven't 100% bought yet.
Oh, this could really end in tears.
It's like, yeah. Someone could gazump us, and even worse than the fact that they get our house, they'll get my collector's
I
edition.
know, right? Could you imagine? Getting the keys to the house and showing up and then seeing this lovely collector's edition waiting for you.
But enough about what an
I'm
idiot
gonna go
I
buy it.
am.
I'm gonna try to go buy
What's
it.
your kind of take on the whole?
Imagine, I want collector's edition so bad that I buy a house to get it for free, right? Sound financial decision. Now I've got a Michigan basement, not nearly good enough lighting, and I'm too cheap to buy one of those circle lights. I got a Michigan basement. That's where I am. I'm in Michigan. Here I am. But I fixed my basement, so it's got some recessed lighting in this.
whole thing.
I mean, I was not expecting that. I think I'm on record saying I thought it was going to be early 2023.
For a release date.
For a release date.
That's
it
what
is
I
not.
thought.
It is, well, on or before the end of this year.
Michigan,
Yeah.
you mean
So,
Mechagon? Yeah.
I don't know, maybe like
We are the
maybe
automotive
earlier.
industry here,
It's
right?
probably going to be earlier.
I
to be
feel like
honest.
that.
This
that,
is Mechagon.
That applies to the actual expansion itself, right?
Yeah.
I lived
Because
in
it's
Michigan for
saying,
about
you
6
know,
years. Oh, damn.
With the expansion, you get these
Nice.
things.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Bunch
the
of Michiganders
Dragonflights
in here.
and new professions and stuff like that. All stuff which is only going to come with the actual main release, and that's what they're talking about being
Yes.
this year, which means that the
That's not a
pre-patch
Michigan basement.
has to be even earlier than
Yeah.
that. So we're talking, you know, some.
So what Day is referring to is what most basements that I've been to look like in Michigan, and what this one looked like at one point. Unfinished completely, cement floors. Maybe you put a rug and a couch and a TV down here, and it's ice cold and dripping wet. Maybe there's a leak in the corner. That's a Michigan basement for you.
Something has to be early December at the very latest.
Yeah.
Grew up in the Upper
Will be-
Peninsula. Damn,
if they don't
that's
put
such
it
a
back.
rare thing to hear.
Or it'll be November.
Population
to
like
coincide with
3
the
up there.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. October or November
I still
is when
think
you
they're
would
pushing it
expect the
back-
expansion to release.
pushing
Right.
it
So
back
if
to
they
early
release it in
2020.
November,
They could.
or even December, you can pretty much say that they're on schedule. For
They
their,
could certainly
for
delay
their
the
release.
expansion. That's very
Yes,
possible.
Right, you know, like an expansion every 2 years.
was born and raised in Michigan, lived there for 30
a little
years.
Bit fraught and a little bit late. But
Wow.
essentially
I was
back
actually
on schedule,
born and raised in
which is
Florida.
something
Tampa, Florida
proud
specifically.
of in the team, really, if they've made that time up with all the.
I
time
grew
they
up
lost because
in
of,
Tampa until I was
world
14.
events and
2004, I
things like
moved
that. That's
to
really cool.
to Michigan.
I am super
Been here since.
duper excited.
Are you
Sorry,
supercalifragilistic?
yeah.
Excited?
I'm sorry. I spent my
This
day
dude
talking
painting
to
his
children,
walls and
so I'm
ventilating.
like-
Like he cares
yeah,
about
yeah, children, like I
Try
said,
hard.
and I'm uber excited about.
Wow,
all
the
this stuff
UP, you are an
happening,
Eskimo, right?
And it's
I know.
happening really fast, and obviously,
what I thought when he said
you know,
that.
we've heard the. People have some anxieties about it too. It's like, oh, is it too soon?
Shadowlands
It's too
did
fast?
come out in
There's many,
November.
like alpha testing. What's going
True.
on? But I feel like that could be a good thing because it means that there aren't any like excessive tests.
Look, Day's talking about something that a lot of people have mentioned. This release is just before the end of what is this? What quarter are we in? It's just before the end of the quarter here, in 2022, and they also discounted the store heavily. So Blizzard this week has seen a major influx of income from World of Warcraft. So there are surely financial, like CFO level financial reasons to release the pre-orders right now. But what I didn't see a reason behind, and maybe they thought it would motivate people, but dropping that date, the December 2022 date. I don't know why they did that. Because I think everyone would have been okay with the fact that they said release, say, February 2023. Like, everyone would have still pre-ordered. Everyone would have said, yeah, that sounds about right. The December date tells me that they really believe that it's almost ready. Because it was completely unnecessary. I don't think anyone would have been disappointed or shocked if they said it's not releasing till next year. Yeah. I'm going to Tampa for a few weeks for a vacation to visit family. Awesome. Tampa's a great city. I love Tampa. Although they lost in hockey last night. I think the 2022 release date is probably more of a shareholders hype. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I live in Florida now, near Orlando. Oh man, Camila, nice. I'm actually looking to buy a place in Orlando. We love going to Disney so much. We love taking the kids that we are thinking about buying a home in Orlando and Airbnb-ing it out. Fingers crossed it happens eventually. We're waiting for slowly but surely the housing prices are going down. So hey, you never know. Can't develop immunities to mold and mildew if you eliminate the environmental factors. Yeah, to help create yes, this is true. This is true. We are in Q2. Yeah, okay, we're in Q2. Probably towards the end of it. They have in some countries do pre-orders. You have to announce a date with it. Oh. Okay, I didn't know that, Miggity. Well, I'm sure they did have to. I'm not saying they could have released the pre-orders without a date, but they could have made the date next year. No one would have been upset by that. I'm outside Tampa. No, not going to dox myself.
In the beginning bit, and
well, I haven't heard that bit yet. Sorry.
But yeah, I remember when Dragonflight was revealed, thinking I feel like there's like one box feature missing.
Yeah.
From Dragonflight, and maybe that will prove to be in its favor, you know.
Okay.
In terms of this quicker turnaround, supposedly, and shorter testing period and what have you. And it will be the shortest testing period of any expansion ever.
Yeah.
After BFA, which
maybe it means
didn't launch in a great state.
No, maybe it means they're super confident.
I completely agree. It's very easy to feel, and I think it's very reasonable to be concerned as well.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
that was my initial reaction.
Yeah,
too.
totally.
I was like, whoa, wait.
That's quick.
But
That's quick.
At the same time, I feel like until we see any different, until an alpha comes out and it's like there's nothing here, how are they possibly going to do this? I see no reason not to kind of trust that, because they've sat on that. They sat on that release of the pre-purchases for a while. You know, it's been in the data. It got taken away. It got put back in.
Yeah.
And
we thought we were going to get
and I remember saying this.
historically, when we get the cinematic reveal, the pre-orders go live right then. And this then was the first time that we didn't get it that way. We were all shocked. We were like, oh, no pre-orders. So the pre-orders have been delayed, right? Until now.
Dream when the pre-purchase
Yay,
clearly
paying
didn't
to be
come
Charlie
with the announcement of the
testers.
expansion like we were expected. I was like, no, this actually means that it might release this year because clearly they're holding off the release of the pre-patch, of the pre-purchase, until they're really sure that they can say it's going to be this year.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
And far from it being like this is actually a sign that it will definitely be releasing 2023, I think the reason that they didn't release pre-purchase earlier is precisely because they were waiting until they were confident that they
wanted to
could
make
say
sure
it was
they
going to be
could,
this year.
yeah.
That's complete speculation.
Because that is that set in stone?
Most
Like,
games I
is
don't pay
there
for
any
pre-orders, but for some reason,
chance that
he said in
it
the
could
beginning
be
of the
delayed?
video.
Yeah,
For
but
the
that's
same
what they
reason
did
he
with
said, yeah.
Warcraft 3 Reforged.
I don't
And what
pre-purchase either
happens
usually.
is,
World of Warcraft I do,
if
though.
they then delay, it means everyone's
Hopefully not
entitled
another
to
beta
a-
for
to a refund.
Azeroth. I
Everyone's entitled to a
agree.
refund anyways.
DK Mike, I hope not to.
And,
Yeah.
and the thing is,
It's going to be a
you
short
know,
beta period. We'll see.
I didn't refund Warcraft 3 Reforged because I really liked my meat wagon that I got. I was like, yeah.
Can't take my meat wagon
I was
away.
like, I could refund this, but I really like my meat wagon.
I know how much you love meat
The
wagon.
meat wagon is legit. It's fun for all the family.
Tally loves a good meat wagon.
That mount is one of my favorite mounts in the game. Okay, and I love it.
It was a good.
And
It was a
yeah,
good incentive. I don't have
likewise,
it, but
if they
I know a
were
lot of
to
people
delay
liked it.
Who's really gonna refund? No one really. Everyone who's
I'm not
pre-purchased
gonna
this
refund
game
if they delay
knows
it.
that they want to play Dragonflight.
Plus,
right?
Mag gifted
And
it
that's
to
not-
me,
in
so I just
fact,
refund
so
him.
many people would probably be glad if they pushed it back until March or whatever. You know, especially if it's looking unfinished on the alpha or whatever. That's actually less reason for them to refund it.
Right, you've got a point there. It's not like this is a brand new game
Yeah.
coming out that someone could be like, oh wait, it's late, I don't want to play this game anymore.
Yeah.
People who have bought it
They really
are
should take more
definitely gonna
time.
play
Once
it at
again,
some point.
Square
So I don't think it would really
is
cost
looking like the
Blizzard
smarter
anything
team
to
by
delay
learning
it.
from Blizzard's
Right.
mistake.
So
Yeah, for
I-
you're saying
I-
Final
okay,
There's
Fantasy.
a part of
Okay.
me which is taking the
They-
whole
they
2022
have been doing
thing
good.
as a with a pinch of salt. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. If you had to bet now,
Yeah, well,
2022 or 2023.
Deadrick, if you saw, people were actually complaining not about delay, about the too early release date. People were begging for a delay in the forums.
I'm holding out
But
for
people are never
2022.
satisfied.
Yeah, I
in the
see no reason
forums.
not to. at the
And
moment,
even
yeah.
at the latest, like a nice Christmas surprise.
I know how
Love
you
when-
love a Christmas surprise. This is basically what being parents is like, making innuendos at each other forever. That's what we were like before.
As
in
far as it
fairness.
gets,
That's how we
really,
got in this mess.
I know.
This is as far as it
I
gets.
know.
Oh
Tell
no.
me about it.
Have you had a proper
Yeah.
look at all of the nice toys you get and
Oh.
stuff with the
You want to talk about toys?
with the pre-purchase?
Oh, no.
I never asked you. Sorry.
Oh.
Well, what's your Dragonflight? What's your favorite Dragonflight?
I don't know.
Because like we got to decide how to divvy
You
up
mean
these
AG,
pin
yeah.
badges from the collector's
Oh,
edition.
oh, only one collector's edition.
So far, yeah. Because can I just
Let's
remind you,
see
I
a
paid
better community
$180
on WoW.
for it with
Yeah.
shipping.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty steep. I'm gonna have to say, I don't know, Blue Dragonflight.
Ooh,
Pug Raid
Caligos.
Central.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Caligos
right.
girl.
I think so.
The Blue Dragon stuff was really good in Legion as well.
Yeah.
In Azuna.
Oh,
Really good
love,
stuff.
Love,
I'm hoping we see
love
some characters
Azuna.
pop up from there.
Yeah, so I think I have some like nice memories from that. Also, it's just a good color. It looks great. Love
Yeah.
it.
Although I am still devastated that Caligos has a new model.
Are you
I'm
really?
so upset. I mean,
Caligos'
the model looks great,
model.
don't get me wrong, it's
Yeah,
really good.
it's
But
good.
it was my genuine hope that they would give all of the new dragons new models except Caligos for
keep him
his
scuffed.
human form.
Yeah,
And it would
scuffed
become
human form.
canon that that old model is just what he looks like.
Just like
Yeah.
1, 2,
And
3,
he's just not-
like planes.
He's
on
just
his
not very
face.
good at taking humanoid form. He was bottom of the class,
Oh,
and
right,
that's
He's a deformed human. Like that's just what
he
he
looks
is.
like, right? Yeah. It's because it's a visage that he's taken on, right? So why wouldn't it be that he's actually quite bad at it?
It's basically just a cardboard cutout of a person.
Yeah, he took on the form, but before he took on the form, the only human he'd ever seen was through playing GoldenEye 64.
He does look like a golden eye character.
Exactly what
That's what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be canon, and so you know,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Whoever worked on this model, well done, I guess. But whoever decided that he gets a new model, you ruined the lore. You ruined my headcanon. But I guess I'll forgive you.
You've already reserved a dragon name as well.
Yeah, Taliesin.
Sorry, a Drakthir name.
No, Dragonflight, a Evoker name.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, my Evoker name is gonna be Taliesin.
Yeah.
Like the big dragon.
You can
from
tell
the
he didn't
trilogy.
practice his human form in front of a
you-
mirror. Yeah, that
I
would
don't
be
know, but
lore,
I'm
right?
also
That'd be the
going Evoker.
the canonized
You're
lore.
going Evoker. You're maining Evoker.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna put the hunter aside.
Anybody else gonna main evoker? I know my brother-in-law said he is. Right, he's always played mage, and he thought, oh, evoker's cool. It's like a mage that wears mail, so he's into that. So he said he's gonna main evoker. Is anyone? I'm not. I only play Death Knight. Come on. I don't know anyone else. If you guys are thinking about maining evoker,
For now, and yeah, just do the evoker thing.
Yeah, that's a bold claim considering you've never played it before and you have no idea what it feels like. But you like the whole Evoker setup, do you?
I am a dragon person.
Okay. That's true.
I saw someone tweet about this earlier, and they're like, wow, this
I
expansion
don't know.
really speaks to 13-year-old me.
I'm gonna
And
make one. I'm sure everyone is.
I think it was Ashura, actually. Like, I 100%.
That's right. There's the
this
healing spec too.
expansion
That could be
speaks
cool.
to 13-year-old me, and so I have no shame in approaching it as if I am 13 years old and being like, yeah, I'm doing whatever I want. I'm just gonna hang out in this zone. You
Man,
know,
a lot of
take in the
warriors today in
sights,
queue.
be a dragon person. Evoke.
Oh my god, I have 5
That's it.
paladins.
It's like totally regressing.
Whoa, did you just evoke just then?
so.
That was awesome. Do you want to know something that's going to make you feel really bad?
Oh, no.
Our 2-year-old son, Anirin, is closer to the age 13 than you are, by some considerable margin.
Wow, mind blown.
I don't like that.
Thank you for joining us
Nobody
today
liked that.
for this episode of
Nobody
the Weekly
liked
Reset. If you like this episode,
That's
don't
a
thank us,
mind-blown
thank
fact
our
right there.
patrons who give their actual real-life money to make
Caster
all of
wearing
our
male
work
armor.
happen. Patrons, thank
Where
you.
have I heard
I'm
of
hoping
that
that
before?
sometime in the very near future, because we've been
Sean?
waiting on it for about a week now, we'll be able to tell the patrons that we finally bought our house.
Oh my god.
That they and anyone who's ever watched one of our videos
Please.
paid for. Imagine that, man.
Good video.
Like, imagine being able to buy a house just through memeing on Ian Hazakostas and Law.
I mean,
Thank you, Josh Law.
There's a bit more to it than
Basic,
that.
nope, that's basically it. Basically just making fun of Ian and Law. Bought us a house, and I really appreciate that. I really like it. It wasn't my top level
You can
WoW
make battle
play,
mages
was
on
it?
Dragon Age.
Then
Oh.
it's like on a mortgage application. It's like, what is your source of funds? World of Warcraft. Did that right?
Memes.
Memes, yeah. Imagine what they put for their income when they're purchasing a home.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
That's right.
Yeah.
Really, well, I mean, yeah, so we're still waiting on that, but we will let you know as soon as we do. If you didn't like it, downvote the shit out of it, and remember,
I
my
liked it.
name
Always.
is Gossip Co.
Aww.
No, my name is Taliesin for me.
And me, Evitel.
And Anirin and Penny, who's been so good in that chair
Bye,
right there.
TNA,
as we
bye.
record this. She is bouncing.
Bouncing.
She's a good girl. Cheerio.